Conference boys soccer. Tonight it's the Centennial Cougars taking on the Maple Grove Crimson. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Sig Ligry and Sig of Maple Grove, a team that's got a few injury troubles right now, but so far undefeated, 4-0-1 coming in. They're a little bit of a young team, but they're feeling cautiously optimistic, I think, about their season so far.
Oh, absolutely. They've been playing well. Like I said, one tie last week that kind of caught them off guard. They weren't quite organized, and that's something that coach and staff is working on for this week. They certainly have the talent to go around. It's just a matter of pulling them together. And as you said, they have some key injuries that may hurt them a little bit, but they're banking on the other players to bring up the rear end.
Yeah, the Crimson will be without a couple of their normal starters, actually three, a couple injuries and one illness. That'll keep their guys out and be a little bit shorthanded. Centennial so far, one win on the year. They've had a little bit of trouble scoring goals, but their coach says, you know, we've been getting a little bit better each game. And I think they're still a team that everybody considers dangerous. You know, in this conference, you can't sleep on anyone, and that includes these Cougars.
Oh, absolutely. And we've known the Centennial program from before. They've played pretty well in the last few years. So they certainly do have the team that come in and give you trouble. Although any team in this conference can give you trouble, especially the Cougars.
Talk about key players to look at in tonight's contest here. For Centennial, obviously, as we said, they haven't scored a whole lot. One of their young guys, Charlie Mua, is a guy that they're hoping to generate some offense through as a midfielder.
Yeah, absolutely. Look for him to make the key plays, see where the defense is giving you, and then try and pass the ball forward for an attack. Young sophomore has a career ahead of him, but they look up to him already.
And for Maple Grove, last year they graduated a Mr. Soccer finalist in Ryan DuBois. They knew they could count on goals from him. This year they're looking for guys to step up, and one of the guys who has really stepped up in a big way, Jeff Clune, has already put 6 away this year.
Absolutely, 6 goals and 0 assists, so we know what he can do. He'll get up there in the forward position, look for the passing coming from the midfield, and make something happen.
Deceptive speed. Clune has been able to beat some guys by just outrunning them a little bit too, and then being able to finish. So they've got 11 goals between 2 players on their team that have really kind of carried the load offensively as they get things going. So we'll see if the Crimson can survive in advance, if you will, in this regular season contest without a few of their key players here tonight. And they're looking to pick up a win. Centennial would love nothing more than to come into Maple Grove and get an upset here on the road. It's the Cougars and the Crimson. It's coming your way next on CCX Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back here to Maple Grove as we have kind of gone backward and weather-wise to more like August temperatures here, mid-80s today, and I think you might see some guys get a little tired a little quicker maybe than we've had, generally cool weather for the early part of the season, and now it's a little bit of a switch.
Yeah, it's in the 80s, dew points in the mid-60s, so it's summer all over again.
Maple Grove, as we talked about, without a few guys, Will Zaver and Jack Leckler out with injuries, and Caleb Robinson is sick tonight. So, you look at it as opportunities maybe for other guys too, though, and I think that's the way the players have to look at it. And Coach Turner was telling us before the game that, in their tryouts, it was a pretty deep group. It isn't like, they fall off the map after the first guys, so they're seeing it as an opportunity to get those guys and see what they can do. There's a look at Matt Hennessy, the junior keeper for Maple Grove.
Big, tall guy. And only a junior, and we are underway.
Maple Grove and white, Centennial. Antonio Magadan starting things out, and now we are underway. Magadan gets the return pass, trying to go back to Clune there. They'll send it back to Brody Karen, who serves one ahead, knocked out of play, and it'll be a throw for Maple Grove as Magadan heads over to take it. Long throw in there. Centennial to it first. Unable to clear. We might have had a handball there, looked like, yep, against Maple Grove. So a free kick here for Centennial.
And we'll see the Cougars on offense. They drive it down the left side, and it's going to be a throw in for the Crimson.
Onto the foot of Clune, got away from him briefly, but he recovered, then headed away. Controlled by Barber. Not for long though, that one broken up and now sent high in the air. Gallagher will come out and he's gonna let it bounce by, and it'll be a goal kick here for Centennial. As we said, one victory on the season so far for the Cougars. They have taken a couple of fairly lopsided losses, including their last game over at Park Center. So they're looking to get things going. Kind of a young group, and as we said, improving along the way. And girls game we'll have for you on CCX tonight as well, and that's a heck of a matchup. As section final rematch and top 10 teams. High bounce here for the Crimson. The header, and Gallagher will make the stop as Josh Mactimas got ahead on the ball. Not a real dangerous shot, but still one that they like to generate chances that way too.
Yeah, it didn't have much on it in terms of power, but they had good movement, moved the ball around, and got it over to the near side for the setup.
Takeaway here for Centennial, and they'll swing it out wide to the right with Nick Valento. Good battle there. It's out off of Centennial, I think. No, actually off Maple Grove. Here's a look at this high bounce, and Mactimas gets to it. He wanted to direct it to the corner, and instead just, he hit it okay, but not great, and it ended up going right to Gallagher. Near turnover there as Clune tried to take off with it for the Crimson. Good battle won there by Lenny Justin, though, for Centennial, but then the next pass is intercepted. Magadan gaining control. They'll swing it out to the left now to Mactimas. He serves one into the middle. First to it there on the header was Matt Hove for the Cougars. As they try and work it up their left side, but turn it over at midfield. Magadan will drop it back now for Dakota Weigel, and he swings it around now, left side to Riley Gill. Gill got by the first man, but not the second. However, it was a foul called against Centennial, so free kick here for the Crimson. Riley Gill lining things up here for Maple Grove. Justin got to it with the knee there, but then headed back by Jack Dorholt. And Mactimas will come up with it here for Maple Grove, knocked away from him and out of play. And we will get a throw for the Crimson. Magadan throwing it in and headed out of there by Adam Leffler, but it will be another throw for the Crimson.
And it looks like Madigan's going to be a designated throw-in specialist.
Magadan with the high toss into the middle, and then flicked on out of there by Mua. Crimson get it right back though, Brody Karen, and now they played around the horn here. Opportunity, but the next pass got away from Clune. Nice ball up the left side for Centennial. Demetrius Bernardi Nelson comes back to meet it. But then nobody home in the middle, and Dakota Weigel takes it for Maple Grove over to Mactimas. Ooh, up high into the face there of Leffler. Clune trying to drop it back, but Brody Karen was still in a back position there, and so it goes kind of between everyone. It'll be a throw for Centennial. You see Matt Hove having to deal with a pretty bright sun as he looks across the field this way. Konstantin Bach, number 15, reports in for the Cougars. They don't have a whole lot of extras on their bench today,
No,
that's for sure.
I was looking at the bench during the anthem, and there's only like 3 people there.
Nice move by Barber, but then he was stopped. Lenny Justin gaining control, dropping it back over there to Derek Bettendorf, and they'll work it around Mark Patty. And the pass taken by Magadan. Looks for Clune. Clune able to keep possession. Playing it through, and then he gets a return. But too much traffic, and they take it away. Played to the middle, but again, the Crimson able to intercept, and that's kind of been a theme of what we've seen so far here. A lot of turnovers at midfield for Centennial.
Yeah, they've been giving up 50-50s, and Maple Grove's been doing a good job of blocking those passing lanes. Just a high shot.
Chipped into the middle, oh, and it's overrun, and then the header is just over the top. Josh Moctimus had an open net to try and head it in as Gallagher kind of misread this ball high in the air. He gets caught up in the wash there, and he was in no man's land there, but just couldn't quite direct it on goal.
He had it. He headed it. You can see he heads it in. He could have just touched it, and it would have gone in. So, golden opportunity by the wayside for the Crimson, but here they come again.
Gallagher was so eager to come out and try and catch that ball on the fly that he didn't read it especially well and got caught up in traffic too.
Yeah, and that's one of those high floaters that are really difficult to gauge.
A foul call here going against Maple Grove, so a free kick coming for Centennial. Adam Leffler, the junior, will take it. They swing it around to Max Bursey and onto the foot of Tony Welch. Welch will get it back and looking to switch fields there. A little bit dangerous with that one, and Maple Grove almost picked it off. And now they do come up with the interception. Looking to go to Clune. He heads it out to the outside to Alex Downing. Downing has 5 goals. We mentioned Clune has 6 and Downing 5. So when we've only played 5 games, that's not bad pace for both those guys.
That's pretty good. Another foul call against Maple Grove. Here's a good look at Alex Downing, number 45.
Leffler will put his foot to it here for Centennial. And now Magadan up with the interception. Nice takeaway, though, on the other end by Alex Willenbring for Centennial. And it gets out of play. Knocked to the outside. It'll be Centennial's throw. We're going to have a sub ready to report in for the Cougars, it looks like, as Demetrius Bernardi Nelson will come back. Sure, the coaches and maybe even more so trainers reminding them today, make sure you taking in plenty of liquids, because it's warm enough to affect you if you don't. Or good idea always anyway, but especially when it's hot out like this.
Yeah, especially when we're so used to the cool weather.
Tony Welch, a little space to work with, now drops the pass off. Coach Otteson said, they really preach a possession game with Centennial, and you can see that. They're looking to string together passes rather than just bang the ball long. Oops, there's a push in the back, and foul call there going against the Cougars. Bach, and another look at it here as he just
ran into
nudged him hard with the hip there. Brody Karen taking a rough ride to the turf. Headed back to Magadan, and he will drop it off. Brody Karen playing it to the outside and takes the return pass here, and now he'll chip one long to the middle. Crimson get that ball back, and Weigel now with some space. Now to Riley Gill.
Oh,
little dummy move there by Connor Winkleman, trying to fool the D and let that one go through, but got it too far. Cougars looking to break the ball out and a couple of nice passes in a row. This is the point when they've been running into trouble, though, is when they get out to, you know, roughly the midfield area. They've had a lot of turnovers.
Yep, there's another one.
Riley Gill, and drop it back there, and Karen swinging it out. Crimson connect on a few. Magadan plays it back out to the outside. Now to Clune. Maple Grove is, does a nice job possessing in the back, but they're not afraid to send the ball a little bit long to, direct to a player too.
Yeah, it looks like they try to maintain control in the midfield, and as soon as they get it, they send it down deep about 15, 20 yards. Try to get Clune involved.
Chipped ahead, high bouncer there. These are tough for defenders. Can't get it cleared, and that shot's going to roll wide as Downing. I think that one got up off his ankle a little bit there.
I think it rolled up on his foot and he couldn't get a good shot at it. There's number 45 Downing.
Those are the kind that are you struggle with as defenders when the ball bounces. It's it's kind of in that in-between area there where you have trouble getting your foot to it, and you don't want to give it away. You don't want to make a mistake there when you're that close to your goal either. So Cougars did a pretty good job not panicking, although Maple Grove still did get an attempt out of it. Jack Dorholt back to gather it for Maple Grove, and he will get a return pass here and slams it up the right side. And it will be Maple Grove's throw. They have controlled play for the most part in the early going here. One real good chance that could have and probably should have been a goal for them that they did not convert on. Here's a cross, knocked away. Cougars have been pretty solid in the back. And then that second attempt, Mua got out to block. Justin's pass gets through. We'll see who hit it last year. Looks like it's going to be Maple Grove's throw. Weigel triggering it into Downing. Magadan deflecting it ahead. Battle in the air here. Clune heading it and trying to give chase himself. Bursey got to it.
Nice move by Bursey to get in front of that and kicked it over his head backwards. But still Maple Grove on the offensive now.
Antonio Magadan lining his guys up as he gets set to trigger this one in. Looking for Clune in the middle there and couldn't get it to him. Nice chest trap there, and then the follow-up try by Brody Karen goes wide of the mark. It'll be a goal kick for Centennial, and now they will be allowed to make their substitution with Nick Valento coming back in, as is Konstantin Bach. I think it's probably a good idea to, kind of continuously rotate guys when we said they've got a short bench, and combine that with a lot of heat out here today, and probably. Ooh, they tried to get it to Clune there and knocked away by Mark Patty. Probably a good idea to take somebody out before you notice that they're really tiring.
Yes.
Play to the outside here.
And then maybe more prevalent in the second half when we start dealing with potential cramps.
The header goes into the middle of the field here. Mua able to knock it down, and then they send it ahead. A little bit behind Mua right there, but they get back to it, and Tony Welch knocking it off Maple Grove. It'll be a throw here for Centennial.
As they finally get a break and get a throw in.
Kept in play by the Crimson. Nice job by McDemus.
I was going to say, McDemus did a great job there, heading the ball back into his defenders.
Here's Downing sending it for Clune. The race is on, but it's going to be the keeper, Gallagher, getting there first without too much trouble, but not a bad idea.
That's
You might see them do that again.
Absolutely. hit that through pass and get it to either to number 20 or number 45.
A little battle for the ball there right along the sideline. Crimson wind up with it and ahead to Clune again, trying to head it. Clune getting around the keeper, is in deep, but the Cougars able to stop it, and it'll be a corner kick coming up. But Gallagher, second time, he's been way out there and not able to come up with the ball. See Clune heading it to himself. He sidestepped the goalkeeper, and he was about probably one step away from being able to put that shot away, but the D got there.
Yeah, that's what you want from your defender. When you get in trouble, just get the ball out of there no matter where you put it. So now we have traffic jam in front.
Magadan's corner kick into the middle there and headed, but still not out of danger. Magadan up with it in. His shot bounces all the way through. There were a couple guys who were kind of in range to maybe redirect, but neither could get to it, and it'll be just a goal kick upcoming now for the Cougars.
That was more dangerous than I thought it was going to be because it came threading through and nobody made contact with it. So Cougars avoiding danger in that particular play.
And you have to be careful as defenders back in tight sometimes because you can, redirect it accidentally yourself, and that's just as bad as letting an offensive player get to it. Sometimes as a keeper you want just to get a clean look at the ball without one of your guys, getting a piece of it either.
Let's see if they switch sides, and they do.
Drop back here to Brody Karen, and they'll work their right side here. Nice fake and hold there. Trying to send it way back across to McDemas. Now chip to the outside here. Cougars are just going to have to play it out wide, and it's going to get out of play for a throw. That was probably the best they could do in that spot, though.
Yeah, that was the right move. Get the ball over the touchline, slow things down, get your defense a chance to come back there and set up.
Magadan taking the throw here. He'll come short with it, and then they try to return it to him. Magadan stepping around a defender. And another. Magadan in tight, puts the pass over for Clune. It comes to the other side. Oh, and then a miss hit. As the Crimson again kind of buzzing the net a little bit, but not able to put it away as Connor Winkleman mishits the ball a little bit here. A couple of great moves by Magadan.
A nice moves around that defender, sees where his forward is, and then right off the, looks like it was right off the thigh. So, and you're right, they've been buzzing around that net. It's just a matter of time before they can put one in.
Clune hustles and takes it away there, back to McDemas. And then onto the foot of Magadan. Nice ball there to Barber. Barber leaving it for Magadan. Now to Clune. Clune trying to spin around the D and go, but pushed it out in front of himself enough that Gallagher could get to it.
Nice high punt. It's going to be a throw-in for Centennial.
Brody Karen didn't hit that one quite the way he wanted to. So the Cougars get a throw. They've not really had anything in terms of attempts on goal to speak of in this one so far.
No, I don't think they've gone much past midfield.
Bursey had it taken away. Here comes Downing as Clune coming to join him. Banged it off a defender. It comes back to Downing.
Well, he's being triple teamed. They finally get the ball away from him.
Now Moa plays it up the line. And Crimson going to turn and give it back to Hennessy, who hasn't had much chance to touch the ball yet. He hits that one now, Moa with a header, trying to make him pay for the turnover there, and the Cougars do get it right back. Moa, nice dish there, but then the return try is taken away. Downing couldn't control it though. Coming up with it for Centennial's Bettendorf, and banged out of there by McDemas. Valento dishes out to the left. Battle there, nice job by Brody Karen getting out front, and they're going to get a foul call there against Centennial. Looked like Karen wasn't going to have the angle to get to that one, but he did a nice job doing just enough to kind of get shoulder to shoulder.
Yep. protected the ball and let the attacker create the foul. Another battle for it's going to be won again by, well, I was going to say, it's going to be a throw-in for Maple Grove. I thought Maple Grove was going to win that one on possession, but it gets to be a throw-in instead.
Yeah, Magadan kind of took his time a little more than he should have there, I think, because he didn't realize that Welch was bearing down on him. Bursey lifts it high in the air. Downing was knocked down. We'll get a foul called against Centennial's Bettendorf. So a free kick coming here for Maple Grove.
Opportunity here in the set play.
Little past the halfway point of the first half, and Magadan will take it here for the Crimson.
The coach is yelling to the players where they should be. There's just this guy waiting for the subway down there.
Referee telling Mua you're a little too close there, so now Magadan will chip it.
Curves it in.
Ooh, and it's off a defender and into Gallagher.
Well, that was interesting.
Boy, they had that set. They were having somebody curl around kind of behind the wall there and see if you could kind of free him up, get a defender caught up in traffic, and almost worked. Here's Downing. Downing volleying one for Clune. Clune trying to control it, and he pushes the pass out front. Mactimus a shot, knocked down. And then the Cougars able to clear. And it will be a Centennial throw-in. So again, Maple Grove generating offense, not quite able to get a shot on goal there, but they've kind of done everything but score so far here.
Well, they've been giving the Cougar defense all they can muster up back there. They got those 4 defenders moving around, doing a good job of keeping the ball from going into the net.
Pass broken up, and then back the other way, cleared out of play here by Leffler, so it'll be a throw for Maple Grove. They've got subs getting set to check in, as we will see Thomas Bailey. Oh, Will Zaver coming in, and we were told before the game that he wasn't going to go.
Well, he's here.
So Zaver will check in, and I wasn't speaking out of turn or anything. I don't think they definitely told us he wasn't going to play, but he is in there now. Sent out front. Clune trying to get control, knocked it back. Now a follow-up try, a rising shot from Cameron Barber goes over the top.
Maple Grove having trouble finding the net. Or the vicinity, they've had 1 shot on goal in the first half, and the rest have been off to the side.
Justin trying to protect it here and dishes it back. Now they get it around to Bach, but Gill is there for Maple Grove. Nice return pass there to Karen, sending it ahead. Clune giving chase, Downing as well. Gallagher came right out into the middle of that group and kicked it out. He has not been shy about coming way off his line.
No, he hasn't. Hopefully that won't hurt him down the line.
Yeah, it looked good there. I mean, the timing was good there, but a couple of other times you've kind of wondered if he was making the right choice.
Yeah, that was the right choice. He had plenty of space and time, and he came up there and cleared it out quickly.
Gill with the header, and now goes back and forth in the air here as we're down approaching 15 minutes to play in this first half. Maple Grove is dominated, but not put anything away as of yet. Bailey dropping the pass back, and it will get out of play. It's a throw here for the Crimson. Most of the play has been down on the Centennial end.
Ooh. Tried to return pass and went behind him. Throw in for the Cougars.
off the throw, and a quick double team thrown in, but Centennial will get it back here as Justin takes the throw in. Tamua, see his speed and short space there.
Lost control and gives it over to
nice ball into the middle as the Cougars looking to work it up here. Valento dishes it left and they chip it long, but really nobody in position to come get it. Dorholt will let it bounce all the way back to his keeper Hennessy.
And I think that's the first time in the half that Hennessy's actually held the ball.
Yeah, sometimes they really want to get involved. And in a
Yep.
play like that, I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of called him off just because he wanted a chance to get a feel for the game a little bit.
Hey, I want to touch the ball too.
Bailey gets it in. Now Magadan, a nice move and another. Magadan playing it around the defender and then banged out. It'll be a throw for the Crimson, but Magadan showing, he's just kind of smooth with the way he goes around those defenders.
He's very deceptive. Look for a throw in and a return pass. There's a header.
Bounces loose, an opportunity headed out front, and again the Cougars are there.
Yeah, they pulled back those midfielders and put up a pretty good block.
Lifted high toward the net. And was that in? I think it is. Yes, it's a goal. Cameron Barber catching Gallagher off guard, lofting one up and over his head. And the Crimson will take the lead as you see this one right under the crossbar, and it comes bouncing out hard off that back frame support. That's what just for a moment I wanted to wait to make sure we saw the signal, and so it'll be a goal here for Barber. Boy, as many good chances as they've had, they get one that maybe wasn't quite as good as some of the others, but that's okay, they'll take it.
Absolutely, they'll take that. I mean, that's a tough ball to feel for the keeper. It's way up high and it's in the sun.
So Maple Grove's pressure finally pays off on one that looked maybe a little more harmless than some of the chances they've had, but it goes in. I know they were victimized on a real long goal the other day by Spring Lake Park, so they're probably feeling, okay, maybe
we can do that.
Yeah, from what I understand, it was a whole lot longer than that one too.
Yeah, it was
lofted from midfield.
Right, it was lofted from the kickoff.
So the Crimson take a 1-0 lead. It'll be cleared out. It's a throw coming for Maple Grove.
Wiggle with it.
There's a takeaway by Magadan. And not quite able to control it. We will get a throw now for Centennial. Magadan comes back and gets ahead on that one. Now Weigel with the strong header in the air. Gill playing it over to Matt Mueller, who's just checked in. And they win it back. Mueller getting the return pass here. Max and Matt Mueller are both in there now. And it'll be out of play, a throw coming here for Centennial. So Clune and Moctimus getting a break right now for Maple Grove, and Connor Winkleman as well, so they get a chance to work. It's always a little bit of a, I think an interesting thing for coaches, probably coming into the night that, you'd like to get a little bit of break here or there, but when do you do it? What's the ideal time? Do you wait till you get a lead? Do you wait till the second half? Do you try and get it, early on? But Crimson will get a corner kick as checking back in is Winkleman now for Crimson. And Magadan will take it.
And again, we have a massive crowd in front of the goal area.
And Gallagher, as we said, has shown a willingness and eagerness to come out and get in the middle of things. Headed way back out. Magadan will get to it. Plays it around the defender. Plays it around another and then crosses it. Actually puts it on goal. And Gallagher scooping up that low shot.
And again, Maple Grove getting some quality opportunities. It's not quite finishing off.
Mua comes back into the lineup here for Centennial. Mua controlling, but now we get a foul called against Maple Grove as he was knocked down. Knocked ahead there, Magadan had it briefly, and the Cougars come up with it. They try and generate some offense late in the half. They're probably thinking, okay, we're not matching the quantity that Maple Grove is, but you're still just one goal away from tying things up.
Yeah, one breakaway away. How many times have we seen that? Somebody gets ahead 1-0 and gets a little bit lax, and all of a sudden you get one breakaway and it's tied.
Hennessy will put his foot to it here for the Crimson.
The low shot goes through just about everybody, then finally Centennial kicks it back in again.
Clearing try was blocked, but then the Crimson able to get back to it there. Bailey trying to protect it. Good step up by Leffler, but then headed forward. Mua getting a nice pass away there to Bettendorf, and they swing it around left side. And a takeaway. Magadan will come up with it here for the Crimson. And they send it long up the right side, but nobody home there. We will get a throw-in coming up here for Centennial. Getting this late in the half, it's possible. I don't know, I'd say for sure, but you might see Clune and Optimus possibly sit out for the rest of the half as long as they keep this lead and everything. You get them a good long break, but we'll see. Not a sure thing, obviously. I think it has impacted the play a little bit as Maple Grove's flow has been lost a little bit.
Right, they've lost a little bit of that offensive punch, and Centennial's trying to take advantage of that by moving the ball up the field.
Be another throw here for the Cougars up that sideline. Reminder to watch for the girls contest between these two schools as well. Centennial went and won it all last year after beating Maple Grove in overtime in the Section 5 AA championship. Lofted long here. Pressure put on by Max Mueller, but they're able to turn and get away, and then a pass blocked. Mua races back and plays it back to his defender. Weigel got a strong piece of that one. And broken up nicely by Magadan. Battles through some contact there. And to the outside now with Bailey. That pass never made it there. Moa will drop it nicely out to the outside. However, it's mishit up that sideline, and it'll be a throw for Maple Grove as Dakota Weigel will bring it in. And dangerous play there called it against Maple Grove. So free kick here for the Cougars. Adam Leffler driving it over to the left side here for Centennial. Pass drop back for Matt Hove, but not able to keep possession. So Crimson back the other way. Trying to play that ball through there to Max Mueller. Now Bailey left it for Winkleman, chipping it long here, trying to go to Matt Mueller. They're offside though. I think that might be the first offside we've had all night.
I think it is.
So good discipline really by, I was going to say both teams, but obviously it's been mainly Maple Grove that's been the team pushing the offense. So they've done a nice job of not going offside prior to that one.
It's probably because they've been pretty good at controlling the ball and moving it back and forth, so nobody really jumps over the offside line. Here they come again.
Nice little move in traffic here, but not much help coming, and the Cougars end up taking it away, but then they turn and give it right back. Weigel. Chip back there by Xaver. And now served long, and Gallagher will come out and make a waist-high catch on that one for Centennial. Punting it to just over midfield there, headed out to the outside, but out of play by Brody Karen. It's a throw-in for the Cougars. He said Maple Grove has had a good start at 4-0-1, but you know, to be honest, a little bit overshadowed by the girls. They're ranked number 2 now, and they haven't allowed a goal yet this year. So they're hungry to try and get to. They've never been to the state tournament. Came really close last year, but it was Centennial that knocked them out, and it'll be quite a grudge match tonight, I think, in that girls' game.
I wouldn't be surprised. Looking forward to it. Meantime, here the Maple Grove boys doing a good job of possession. They must have about 90% possession time in the first half.
Yeah, right now I'm sure they're thinking, you know, to a certain extent they probably could and maybe should be ahead by more than one, but that's soccer sometimes too. You get chances and you just have to keep pushing for them. Don't get frustrated. Weigel sends it up the line. The race is on here, and it's cleared out of play by Centennial's Mark Patty, so a throw for Maple Grove. Always feels like it wears a team out more having to defend a lot too than it does to play offense, and you wonder if that'll show up some in the second half as well.
Yeah, we've seen other games last week where the defense was spending so much time in their own zone they were just exhausted midway through the second half. They're running around chasing the forwards.
Downing back in there, as is McNamara. Riley Gill with the header, knocked around. Gill then plays it back out towards Xaver, but Cougars got there first. However, Gill takes it right back and onto the foot of Xaver. Now McNamara. Beaten to it there. Nice job by Adam Leffler, but they can't keep possession. It'll be a throw for the Crimson. I think they really want to push to try and get one more before halftime here. We saw some of their starters coming back in late in the half here. Gill chipping it to the front. Gallagher a little trouble with it, and then it gets through. It's going to be a goal kick. Last touch by Maple Grove. They were in position, but it was hard to know what the ball was going to do there, and it got away.
That kind of bounced around and ended up being a goal kick.
Charlie Miller, number 7, was in there for Maple Grove with that near miss. Knocked down and controlled here by Gill. Gill looking up that left side, knocked over to Miller by Mueller. Now looking to get it to Max Mueller. That ball came out, throw in for Maple Grove. Miller will trigger it in here. Bounces loose. Mueller trying to get to it. Never quite got it on goal. Headed back into danger zone there, and now back out. Brody Karen will get control here for the Crimson. Xaver trying to get control. Now pops back out. Weigel stepping into it. Try to get that pass ahead. It was broken up though. And we get a foul call against Maple Grove after that pass was made. See, getting back up a little slow was Tony Welch there as he was tripped up. Sent long up the middle. Weigel with the header for Maple Grove. Bernardi Nelson controlling it, and he deflects it back up to the outside. Then it's turned over. Max Mueller's pass broken up. And a foul call going against Maple Grove. So later as the half has gone, they've started to pick up a few more, and Centennial trying to capitalize here off this free kick.
You got about 40 seconds to go and about 60 yards to the goal area. Sends it deep.
Header there by Dorholt. And then banged upfield, and now the race is on. Mark Patty getting there first. Matt Mueller, though, giving chase, and we'll get to it. Patty knocked it away. It'll be a throw for Maple Grove, and they've got time. Not a lot, but enough to maybe get something. Under 10 to go. Crossed. Here's Gallagher coming out and snares that one. Good read by him that time, and that is going to bring us to halftime here at Maple Grove, and our score at the half is Maple Grove 1, Centennial nothing. We'll have first half highlights and then our second half of soccer here on CCX Sports.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Grove, a pretty dominant first half for the Crimson, but they just lead 1-0 against Centennials. You get a look at a lot of chances generated by Maple Grove. Pretty much right from the get-go, a high bouncer here, and the header, not a lot on it there for Josh Moctimus there. And then an even better opportunity as Gallagher overruns it, and he has pretty much an open net, but heads it just over the top. And we stayed scoreless for quite some time. And then here's Jeff Clune, who has 6 goals already this year. Gets by the goalie there, and just before he can shoot, the defender gets over and knocks it away. So another opportunity, and here's a couple nice moves by Magadan. He'll play the ball to the front, trying to get it to Clune here. Knocked loose, and it comes free for a shot on the other side, but just is hit there by Winkleman. And ultimately, they do get one lofted high in the air here by Cameron Barber, and Gallagher had trouble reading it, and it goes over his hands and under the crossbar and in. So that was the only goal of the first half. You see the stats definitely favoring Maple Grove.
Yeah, the numbers tell the tale. It's been 9 shots for the Crimson, 3 on goal, 7 fouls, and 2 corners. And over on the Cougar side, 0 shots, therefore nothing on goal, 5 fouls, and no corner kicks. So the numbers tell you what happened in the first half. It was pretty much all the Crimson.
So Centennial has their work cut out from in the second half. Maple Grove would like to try and finish off a chance or two more and see if they can't put this one away. 1-0 Crimson. We'll be back with our second half of soccer on CCX Sports.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
We get set for second half action here in this Northwest Suburban Conference boys soccer matchup here between Centennial and Maple Grove as the teams, of course, change ends here and start to get at this time of year where you think about the sun a little bit, dealing with that and looking to the west. Both keepers will have to hope there aren't a whole lot of corner kicks, early in this half, especially as you get a look as it'll come in from behind the big bleachers here. I don't think it's been too much of an issue so far, but it certainly can be.
Yeah, it's going to be even worse now because, as you said, if they're looking on towards this side, they're looking right into that sun, and it's just about on the horizon.
Centennial has not made their way back out of the locker area yet, and the officials are starting to wonder, where are they? Not all stadiums have, somewhere to go, and they often just meet, out near the goal or at the end of the field, but they have gone inside. Now they come back out. Centennial, I mean, obviously they didn't have the ball that much, and they really didn't get any offense to speak of, although I thought, you know, actually played relatively well in the back. They allowed a couple, you know, maybe 2-3 good chances, but I didn't think they panicked a lot on, you know, on balls that could have been worse for them.
Yeah, the back players have done a great job for Centennial. That's what's been keeping them in the game. But they really got to get something going on offense, because Maple Grove is going to keep buzzing and buzzing until they put another one in.
Looks like we're set, and the Cougars have the ball to begin the half, and here we go. 40 minutes left. Ball knocked free, and Clune trying to get control there for Maple Grove. It'll be a throw for the Crimson. Magadan will take it. Clune trying to come and meet it. Now the pass gets to him. In some traffic, knocked away. Magadan will have to regroup here for Maple Grove. Being pressured there, so he finds Jack Dorholt. Dorholt dropping the pass off. They weren't quite on the same page though, and was intercepted there briefly by Willenbring. And it will be a throw for Centennial. Matt Hove will trigger it in. He's got one orange shoe and one green there. How do you like that? Mua almost got it around the D, but Dorholt recovered well. Dorholt fighting forward, and it'll be out of play off of Centennial. So Dorholt gets a thumbs up from the coaches on that one as he kept hustling. Now Dorholt trying to trap it down. Mua sending it ahead. Bernardi Nelson trying to get there. And this will be a corner kick coming up for Centennial, their first.
Cougars with their first good opportunity right now with the corner kick.
Demetrius Bernardi Nelson, the sophomore, will take this corner for Centennial. Strong header, but it still comes out to a tough spot. Mua trying to line it up. That one is blocked. Now Valento sending it ahead onto the foot of Justin. Justin trying to battle past Magadan, and it's going to be a goal kick here for Maple Grove.
It's a pretty good effort on the part of Centennial, but they end up with a goal kick. But that's the best offensive surge they had in the game.
Hennessy booting it ahead. Yeah, Maple Grove, you know, you have to, I'm sure their coaches reminded them, we've only got a 1-goal lead. You can't get complacent now.
Right.
You can't think it's going to come easy.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do. Now, like you said before, just one opportunity and the score, it'll be tied.
Another throw in for Maple Grove as Magadan will take it here. Throwing it down toward that corner, headed out by Valento, and another throw as they'll move it up the field this way. Magadan looking for Clune over his head. Gallagher just able to get there, and then Downing bumped into him. Downing might get at least a talking to a little bit here.
Yep, he did.
Another look as it bounces, but the defender, well,
He
yeah.
kind of ricocheted off the defender.
And I think that's the reason there was no card there.
Yeah.
It was, you know, just a little over aggressive, but not real bad intent there, it doesn't seem. Crimson able to win it back. The ball headed into the middle. Clune trying to split the D and get to it. Now Downing a shot, and it's off Gallagher and out of play. It'll be a corner kick as Downing got a great opportunity there. He kept the ball low on the ground and put it kind of in the middle, and Gallagher able to make a save, not able to control it, but at least he fought it off enough to keep it out of the net. And Downing wishes he had that one to do over again. He had a lot of net to shoot at.
Yes, he did. See if they can capitalize on the corner.
Magadan will take it here. Man, that's kind of been the story of the night for the Crimson. They could easily have 3 or 4. McNamara's putting it out front. Here's a shot, and that one will sail up and over the top as Barber did the right thing there. He trapped it down to his foot with the chest, but just those are tough ones to control. And he couldn't quite hit the corner with it. So goal kick here for Centennial as Maple Grove turning the offense back up there and nearly got one. It'll be a throw here for the Cougars. Hove triggering it in. Getting there for the header though was Maple Grove. And we've got an injury for the Cougars.
Boy, and this is what you don't want for Centennial. They have a thin number of players on the bench. Justin gets up and
see what happens to Lenny Justin here as they get a collision.
He runs into his own player.
Yeah, I think that's true.
So he's going to come off the field as they check him out, make sure there's no sustaining injury. And we'll keep an eye on him on the bench, see if he checks back in.
Coming in for the Cougars, Alex Winterberg.
And they will give it back to Hennessy here. Hennessy booting it ahead, and a header there by Winkleman. Clune volleying it out to the outside looking for Downing. And a nice play by Winkleman, but he can't quite keep it in. Boy, he read that one well. He had Downing on one side of the player, and then he effectively blocked off that pass, but just couldn't keep it alive. Now Downing and Clune trying to free it up again. Lifted in the air by Hove. High bouncer here. Optimus doing a nice job of winning that ball, looking to go to Clune. And out of play, we get a throw for Maple Grove as they have continued to do things to force turnovers, and that's been a big key to starting their offense. And then, you know, have done some good things trying to get shots, just haven't converted on as many as they'd like, but they do have one. That cross is going to go into the keeper's hands. Will Gallagher scooping it up here for Centennial. Magadan volleying it ahead for Clune, and let's see, offside it looks like. Clune putting it out front for Downing, and now it's whistled down, no goal. Flag came up there on that pass to Clune.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago, and it was clearly offside. See it right there. But a nice effort. Just doesn't count.
Downing kind of getting a little explanation there on that. I obviously he didn't realize. I mean, you do what you got to do. You finish the play and hope. But whistle had sounded there, and flag had gone up, as Sig said, well before that. Cameron Barber putting it to Clune. It gets away. And then cleared out of play by Centennial. We will get another throw. You talked just a moment ago about Centennial having a pretty short bench too, and you have to figure more as the game goes on that it's going to show up a little bit that Maple Grove's been able to sub more.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing as in the first half, rotating one person in and out, trying to get some fresh legs in there.
Alex Willenbring back in now. Here's Clune flicking the header, but that one's going to go well wide of the goal area, and it'll be a goal kick for Centennial. And they'll bring Isaac Nowacki back in.
Nice goal kick.
Mua lifting it to the outside here, trying to find Bernardi Nelson. And it will be a throw for Centennial. Valento triggers it in. And here's a shot, and Hennessy out to smother it. Not many times he's been called on tonight, and that time did have to make a save. Not the most dangerous shot in the world, but definitely a shot that could have gone in.
Absolutely could have.
If he wasn't ready.
Right, if he wasn't ready, could have slipped, could have bounced out.
Sent long. Here they are on side. Downing over to Clune. Clune pushes it out front. Oh, and Gallagher just gets there before Clune can. And Gallagher might have gotten a little bit nicked up from the onrushing Clune there.
Yeah, I think he got kicked.
See the header over to Clune. He just hit it just a little too hard out front of himself. And you see he did his best to avoid the collision there, but it was a little bit of one.
Here's it again. And as he comes up and just slides into it.
Probably as many different skills as it takes to be a goalkeeper. The first one is you got to be fearless. You have to be willing to dive out on a ball when somebody's coming hard at you.
Because you're sitting out there in no man's land sometimes.
And that shot driven way up and over the top. They saw that Gallagher had come out a ways and wanted to, take quick advantage and see if they couldn't loft one over his head, and Optimus missed it high. I mean, that's a pretty tough shot from that spot, but worth a try. Will Zaver will come back in for Maple Grove. Again, Will has been a little nicked up, and we were told that he probably wouldn't play tonight, but he did play, I suppose, maybe 7-8 minutes in that first half. Knocked loose here by Downing, and Gallagher will come out and get it.
And Gallagher seems to be okay. Nice punt.
He's been busy tonight, there's no doubt. And at times, he's maybe been, in my mind, a little over-aggressive, overrun the ball a little bit, but he's definitely been active and hustling, and you got to like that. And it'll be a corner kick here for Maple Grove as the defender trying to hold off Clune and had to knock it out. So Magadan will come over and take this corner. Maple Grove trying to build on a 1-0 lead. They go quick short with it. Magadan chipping it to the front, and Clune not able to redirect it. And it'll go all the way through. It's a throw-in coming up for Centennial.
And then went right past Clune, and then McDemus. Neither one can make contact.
Oops, Cougars turn it over. Downing up with it now for Maple Grove, playing it in the middle, but that one didn't quite connect. Well, we talked about Centennial, you maybe get a little bit tired, but you also probably get a little bit tired mentally of, being on defense the entire night too.
And you constantly on the back of your heels, and that's not a good position to be in.
This ball rolling up and will stay in play as Maple Grove will try and get something going upfield again. Clune coming back to meet it, and Magadan looking to send it long. High bouncer here. Downing played it to himself. Now to Clune. Clune getting control. Turns and fires, and he hits the outside of the goal post. And it will be a goal kick here for Centennial as some subs will come in. Charlie Miller and Matt Rada will come in for Maple Grove.
You see the replay. Downing getting it to Jeff Clune, and then Clune just behind the net.
And I think Downing was disappointed that he didn't get a return pass there because he had a much better angle.
Yeah. That's something that they'll work on.
Lofted high in the air.
Clune looking for it. He's being held out. Adam Loeffler doing a great job of pushing Clune off the ball. Although it does end up in the corner.
Magadan will take the corner once more here for the Crimson. They lead it 1-0. Goal in the 27th minute by Cameron Barber. Kind of a nondescript looking start to the play where he lofted one over the top of the keeper and in. And that one zooms all the way through. Stays alive though. Zaver up with it. Pushes the pass out front. Clune getting control. Clune gets the shot away, and Gallagher able to come out and grab it up.
Defender blocked that shot actually. And it ended up being kind of a soft play for Gallagher.
Yeah, it didn't have as much on it as it looked like it might initially. Going to be another corner kick upcoming for Maple Grove, and they have to believe that, you know, eventually this is going to pay off.
One would think so.
Magadan will line it up.
And again, a whole bunch of folks in front of the goal area.
Headed out high. Gill, and the header by Weigel, and headed out of there for the Cougars. Gill kept it alive and then chipped long up the field by Hove. Long race forward here. Dorholt might play it to his keeper. Nope, he's going to go out to the left instead to Weigel. Dorholt lifting it high into traffic there, and Zaver pushing it to the outside. Crimson have some numbers. Pushed to Clune with the header and up and over the top. Pretty good setup there.
That was a great setup, moving the ball down the outside, getting the ball into Clune. Here you see it again. There's a finish. Flicked it just over the top of the goal area, but a nice play.
Matt Rada making that pass. Now Moa back into the lineup here for Centennial.
And check on the Centennial bench. Lenny Justin, number 7, still sitting there after going through some examination.
Gill reaching for it, couldn't quite get it, and now the Cougars looking to quickly counter. Played ahead toward Nowacki.
It's a 2-on-4.
And it will be a throw for Maple Grove. Out of bounds off of Centennial once more. Oops. Magadan instructed that he was up too far on that throw-in, so they're going to have to do it again. And they get a little bit bunched up. Dorholt will chip it ahead. Miller tracking it down here for Maple Grove, and out of play. It'll be a throw for the Cougars.
Cougars with an opportunity on this throw-in.
Now Moa coming away with it, leaving it there for Bettendorf. Around it comes to Hove. And we'll get a push call there. Kind of a tough one because the defender, you know, put on the brakes in a hurry and he couldn't see it coming.
They kind of run over him by proxy.
Knocked away from Miller. It will be Maple Grove's throw, though. Miller triggering it in, and the race on up the sideline. Downing trying to get there and force a turnover. And this call will go against Downing. So a free kick here for Centennial. Defender was protecting the ball. Downing was so eager to get around him that he just kind of pulled on him a little bit, or pushed to try and get around.
That was Mark Hove doing a good job of shielding the ball and not giving it up to the dangerous forward.
Throw here for Centennial. Still 1-0 Maple Grove. We approach the halfway point of half number 2. Second half, in a lot of ways, has kind of settled into what the first half was. when Maple Grove pretty much dominating possession and chances, but not able to put anything in. You know, obviously the one goal did happen in the first half.
Well, the difference is the Centennial has had about 2 or 3 opportunities where they've actually moved the ball down, got 1 shot on goal according to the stat sheet. So they've been showing some signs of life, but as you say, Jay, the Crimson have been so spending so much time possessing the ball and getting shots off or moving the ball down. And the big thing also is the takeaways. It's the same in the first half. Crimson doing a good job of the 50-50s. Special plays like Magadan's been very good.
Bounces all the way through traffic there and then comes out high. That attempt knocked down. Miller getting control, but his pass broken up. Nice job there by Hove. Weigel trying to send it ahead, but the Cougars pick it off. Couple passes connecting in a row there for Centennial. It was knocked away, but Moa comes back up with it. They'll switch fields here now to Hove. Little back pass there to Bettendorf. Cross there, but broken up. Cougars do a nice job to win that ball, though. Mark Patty stepping to it hard. Centennial, as you said, you know, generating not a lot of offense, but more than
offense.
Yeah, more than the first half for sure.
Yeah, a lot more. They've crossed the midfield several times. Now they have an opportunity again with a set play after the foul.
Yeah, a free kick over there near the corner.
It's just as good as a corner. There's a little mini wall in front of them.
Chip to the front, punched on out of there by Hennessy. Cougars get it back though. Xaver broke that try up. Moa drops the pass off. Lifted to the outside and a physical battle for it there.
Well, it certainly was.
Be a throw in here for Centennial.
So again, Centennial doing a pretty good job of possessing the ball down in the Maple Grove zone. And finally they get a turnover. It'll be a Maple Grove throw-in.
And Moctemes coming back in. No, not quite. It's going to be a throw for Centennial, looks like, instead.
Oh,
an overrule?
you're right.
Well, maybe not. Let's see.
Oh, you're right.
They're going to talk it over, perhaps. Or do we have a little bit of an injury, perhaps, for Maple Grove? I think we might. So Moctemes will come in, and he was going to anyway. And Constantine Bach coming in for Centennial. So it will be a throw for Centennial.
See if they can capitalize this and get a quality shot.
Headed out of there for Maple Grove. Mua able to get control there for the Cougars. Plays a nice ball ahead now to the outside. Here's a chance. Blocked by Dorholt. And Weigel pushing it to the outside, but it's going to get out of play. Another throw. Centennial there, most sustained pressure of the night.
And you got to give big credit to number 11, Mua, for the Cougars. The midfielder saw that one coming and placed the ball right back in again. So he's out there just hovering like a vulture.
Crimson get a steal. Now Clune tapping it back to the outside. They'll loft it in the middle of the field. Downing trying to come and meet it, and Centennial briefly had it. Bounce back here to Leffler.
The little heel redirect didn't quite make it. Downing chasing it down.
Here is Downing. He has Clune in the middle, leaving it for Clune. Clune back for Downing, and they're offside. They did a good job of looking for each other that time, but just didn't stay on side.
Well, that certainly is a dangerous combination, isn't it?
Yeah, they've done well this year, and they've generated some things tonight, but not able to get anything. It's kind of, we talked about at the time, it's kind of ironic the goal that did end up going in for them, because I think there were 4 or 5 other chances they had that were probably better chances.
Right.
Just kind of a somewhat fluky goal, lifted high in the air and maybe misread a little bit by the keeper, Gallagher, and went over his head.
That's been one of the things I've noticed in soccer. If you get a high ball in the goal area, it usually presents a problem to the keeper.
Battle for it here, lifted ahead. It is onside. Clune waiting for the bounce, pushes it to the center. Knocked around off Gallagher, and now we will get a call as Gallagher. It'll be a goal kick here.
Boy, that defense just came back and just collapsed right on him. Here's Clune getting the ball. 17 bounces him off. Now there's a battle for it, and fortunately for the Cougars, Mark Petty there to clear it out.
And I think they had maybe made a call already on Clune at that point as he got a little frustrated and just kind of bumped Gallagher with a little extra there. Downing intercepting that kick off of Clune's head, and Cougars try and quickly turn it back the other way. Ooh, and a trip call there.
Referee's going to have a little discussion about that one. Well, that was interesting. I didn't think the official had cleared the play, but they went ahead anyway. Now the ball up to Clune.
Yeah, Clune and Downing. You see Centennial's pushing forward a little more now, so that might allow some more of these type of open field opportunities for Maple Grove. And, you know, Centennial doing the right thing. It's getting late enough in the game. You don't try to just to protect a 1-0 loss. You really want to make a bid to try and tie it up.
Yeah, you want to get back into the game, and you can. You're only down 1.
There's the only goal scorer of the night, Cameron Barber, the junior from Maple Grove. As we stay at 1-0. Ball gets out of play. It'll be a throw here for Centennial. They have definitely shown much more spark in the second half. They were pretty much completely dominated in the first.
Yeah, they were playing defense in the first half. Now they're playing some offense and trying to get Maple Grove off its game. And it's kind of working because they're getting some opportunities.
Bettendorf sending it across. Good hustle to break that one up. Now Clune trying to get control, and a whistle
here. Stoppage of some kind. I don't know. I think it was further. Must have been way further back with a foul. Yep, that's it.
So Dorholt will take the free kick here for Maple Grove. Gill putting it to Downing. Now Barber attempting to turn the corner here and really battling it out there with Hove. And the call will go against Maple Grove.
It's one aggressive move too many.
Now Clune stepping to it. Getting away, Clune able to win it back. Briefly anyway. And the Cougars try and push it out there. Instead it's taken away. Now back to Magadan. Here's Clune dropping it back to Magadan again. Just too much traffic though, and it was knocked free from him. And it'll bounce all the way out of play. It's a throw for Centennial. So again, Maple Grove generating offense, but just never actually ended up getting a shot away.
Right, they end up getting turned away by that defense that comes back, and it looks like about a 5-man backfield.
Downing playing it ahead, looking to go to Clune, but Gallagher will get there first. The good news is for Maple Grove, though, they've at least, you know, got some pushback and kept the ball in Centennial's end a little bit. Sure, they'd like to score another goal or two, but at least you're not going to give anything up if you're continuing to be up in their end.
You bet.
Out of play here off the Crimson. We will get a throw for Centennial. And we'll have subs in as the Muellers will come in together again here for Maple Grove.
So Clune getting a rest. He's been working all game.
Yeah, the ball just hasn't seemed to bounce his way a lot of times. There have been times when he's, you know, the ball's been just bouncing off the turf and he's trying to control it and haven't been able to. And you know, you could definitely see the talent is there. He just hasn't been able to generate, you know, the great chances to be able to finish tonight. Bounces loose in front. And good work by Matt Mueller trying to free that ball up again, and then it'll have to result in a throw-in now as the Cougars just had to clear it. Winkleman will come back in for Maple Grove and Bach for Centennial. So Maple Grove trying to increase that 1-0 lead. They've gone back to controlling the ball quite a bit here in the last few minutes after Centennial had its best pressure of the night. And driven out of play into the Maple Grove bench area. It'll be another throw here for the Crimson. Crimson trying to force a turnover here. It'll be just cleared out of play. We'll get a throw for Maple Grove one more time down toward that corner. Magadon's going to come short with it to Winkleman. Back from Magadon. And Barber not able to get a clean foot on that one. Chipped high in the air. Waiting for it is Optimus to come down. Trying to get a step here. He drops the pass back into the middle. Mueller can't really get any of that, and then driven upfield. Dorholt will play it back to his keeper. Hennessy, I think, giving him some direction there that, you know, yes, it's a viable option to just play it back to me. Offside call there against Grove.
Max Mueller was one of those offside.
Hove will take this free kick here for Centennial as they try and get back and get some push late here and see if they can even this one up. Matt Mueller playing it ahead. And then nearly a steal by Max Mueller, and now he does get it. Max Mueller cutting it in. He shoots, and a diving save by Gallagher, but he couldn't control it. And his D helps him out.
Again, the ball coming into the goalkeeper. Watch right here. Here's a shot. Gallagher not able to hold it in, but Hove right there to put to the outside. It'll be a throw-in for, well, now it'll be a throw-in for Centennial.
Knocked away, and Magadon will come up with it here for Maple Grove. Matt Mueller heading it to the middle. Cougars stayed with it, though. And then Winkleman got a piece of that pass. Played back for Winkleman. And it'll be a goal kick.
So again, that Centennial defense keeps shutting the door against the Crimson.
Xaver coming back in for Maple Grove. Hove taking the goal kick here for the Cougars. Uh-oh, he turns it over, but got away from Matt Mueller. And it will be another throw here for Maple Grove. Weigel will trigger it in. And then Centennial not able to connect on the pass. Looking a little tired maybe right now. Actually both teams, but probably more so the Cougars. And so it will be up the sideline here, and Centennial not able to keep it alive. Another throw for Maple Grove. Redirected ahead, but it'll come to the keeper, Gallagher. Xaver getting control, but then knocks it into the Maple Grove bench. We get a throw here for Centennial. Dorholt playing it back, and
I think it's going to be a throw in.
He didn't hit that ball how he wanted to, and it really made Hennessy come out a long way for it.
Yeah, looks like he shanked it.
So subbing back in is Valento for Centennial. See, they're pushing almost everyone forward. Late, try and get this tying goal here. Bettendorf will take the throw in.
And number 37, Max Bursey, was coming off hobbling.
And they tried to return the pass to the throw-in person there, but not able to get it on target to Bettendorf, so a throw here for Maple Grove. Pass broken up. Now Mueller playing it ahead to his brother. Here comes Matt Mueller on a partial breakaway. Defender catches it, but a nice move to the middle. Oh, and Gallagher robs him. Great save. Good patience by Mueller there. He realized he was being caught by the D and didn't panic. He just cut it back to the middle. And not a bad shot, but Gallagher wins the battle.
Gallagher had the better angle and managed to dive to his left to save, and that was a good save on a good shot.
Free kick for Dorholt and Maple Grove. They really would have liked to get that, insurance goal.
Yep.
Battle for it in the air. Mua lofting it ahead. And it's going to get out of play. We will get a throw coming here for Centennial.
3.5 minutes left in the match. Centennial has been showing some offensive life in the second half, and they really need it now. They're looking down at their bench. They've only got 2 players that can potentially come in on substitution.
Got it to Valento. Now drifting back is Hove to pick it up here for the Cougars. Makes a nice move with the ball. Broken up by Dorholt, and that second pass attempt blocked. And, Hennessy sliding way out.
Yeah, I wonder if there was a miscommunication there between the keeper and the defender.
I think at the last moment he hurt him, but
yeah, that was about it.
That was just kind of an unusual one.
I don't know if he didn't hear him or. or if Hennessy didn't say enough. Anyway, Maple Grove still with the ball now. It's going to be a turnover with the foul.
Demetrius Bernardi Nelson lining it up here for Centennial, complaining to the official that the defender is too close to him, and they said, no, actually, you've moved the ball up too far. Well, Centennial could be one last good chance here, just under 2 minutes to go. And a strong header there. And now the Muellers get it ahead and lifted high up in the air by Max Mueller. Gallagher waits for the bounce to come to him, but Maple Grove eating some more valuable time off by clearing it out there. Dorholt heads it to himself out on the outside and can't keep it alive. It'll be a throw for Centennial. Host of substitutions being made here. 1 for Centennial, 3 for Maple Grove. Drew Tozer, number 28, coming in. Clune is back in, and Miller back in for the Crimson. Off the throw-in, knocked around a little bit. Maple Grove trying to clear. Magadan hit with the header, now bounced ahead, overrun a little bit. But they at least get into Centennial's end of the field, and then that one mishit a little bit. Hove has to come back to get it, trying to play it off Clune. And Clune couldn't quite keep it alive. It'll be a throw for Centennial, but under a half minute to go. Headed back out of play. It'll be another Centennial throw. Hove rushes up and takes it quick. Back out it comes to Hove. Hove looking to get a cross away, and he does. It's dangerous here. Crimson trying to clear it out of there, and they will, and that should about eat up the remaining time. And we reach the end of this one. Maple Grove, that one first half goal from Cameron Barber holding up as they pretty much controlled the action in the first half for sure. Not quite as much in the second, but definitely had the better of the play overall. They get just the one goal, but it is enough to score a win, and that's the name of the game.
That's all you have to do is put one on the board. Centennial came back in the second half very strongly, played good offense, and the entire game played a pretty solid defense. So Centennial on the other side of the 1-0 win. Crimson Tide Crimson with a great possessive game, keeping the ball, putting the pressure on, and that's what gave them the victory.
So they are now 5-0-1 on the season with this W here tonight. Again, a reminder to watch for the matchup, a great matchup in the girls' game with the Cougars and the Crimson as well. Hope you've enjoyed this one. For Sig Lagery and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. So long from Maple Grove.